to lesson 6. Yogena chitasya padena vajam malam sharirasya cha vaijakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram Shankachakra Siddharinam Sahasra Shudasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shree Swami Samad Maharaj Ki Jai. Shree Gurudev Datta. Shree Trimbakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Sat Guru Param Punya Muridada Ki Jai. Shree Swami Samad Guru Mauli Ki Jai. So we've been through all the basic standing postures, which are where we want to begin our practice. So for your practices, pick any of those postures, and we will look at more of them in more detail later on. But today I want to add in a couple new and extremely important postures. So there's different hierarchies of practice in yoga. And at first, we need to just develop some basic skills with our body. But yoga goes far beyond the body, to the mind, to the self, the Atman. And so these standing postures, that's the beginning. That's where we begin. That's where we, as I said in lesson 1, we get some body awareness, some strength, some flexibility. And then we learn some of the movements that we're going to need later on for more advanced postures. So on one hierarchy of yoga practice, one reason that we're practicing the poses, the postures that come before, is so that we can develop the skills to be able to do the inversions, to be able to go upside down. And that's where we gain huge benefits from the yoga practice. And for me, for instance, the main thing that I will do, and that many of my colleagues in yoga will, the main thing you're doing is the inversions. And then when you have time for the other things, when you have the energy for the other things are in order to improve the inversions, because we get immense physical benefits. But now with the inversions going upside down, we're starting to get deeper benefits, not just the muscles, the joints, but now we're going into the organs. We're going into the glandular system, the hormones. And we're rebalancing those through the inversions. And then I will also, so today we're going to finish up with Salamba Sarvangasana, supported all body pose, or as it's commonly known, shoulder stand. That's the most important, one of the most important asanas. Its nickname is the queen of the asanas. We must get familiar with the queen. We must get comfortable with the queen before we can face the king of the asanas. So we start with shoulder stand for the inversions. And then I will also show a very important seated posture today, which has also immense benefits besides the benefits of our, the stretching and etc. in the body. So let's begin though, standing up in a standing posture that I'm not sure if I've shown yet. Prasarita Padottanasana, expanded wide foot pose. So I'm going to show that from the side. So you'll start in the middle of your mat, facing forward, and you'll either jump or step the feet 4.5, 5 feet apart. Again, check that the outer edges of the feet are parallel with the sides of the mat, and also that the heels are in one straight line, the toes in one straight line. Take the hands to the back of the waist, but keep the thighs back, keep the legs straight. Inhale to lift the sternum, lift the chest, arch back. Keep the shoulders back, the elbows back, the thighs back. Come forward and down. Release the hands under the shoulders. Establish the posture here. Straighten the legs. Press the outer heels down to help firm the legs. Activate the inner thighs, the inner groins. Spread the hands. The hands are doing Adho Mukha Svanasana here. Dog pose hands. Stretch the trunk forward and lift the chest. This is known as the concave back version of the posture. If you don't reach the floor comfortably and are able to keep the chest open, you would have blocks under the hands so that you can open the chest here. So you want the thighs lifting, the kneecaps lifting. The buttocks lifting, the chest lifting. The chin you want to lift, unless that brings too much tension in the throat. Then just make sure the back of the neck is long. And even if you turn the chin up, keep the back of the neck long. And then after you've established this part of the posture, the concave back version, we'll walk the hands back between the feet, stretch the chin, stretch the crown of the head down to the floor. Lift the elbows from the ears, or the shoulders. Lift the shoulders from the ears. If the head doesn't reach the floor, you can put a block. Keep the legs straight and firm. Breathe. Let the head release. Come back to the concave back portion of the posture. Press the feet. Inhale, come up. Heel toe the feet back together so you don't hurt the groins. Then the next posture I will show today is a seated posture. Janu Shirshasana, head of the knee pose. So if you're tight, you have tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight back, you might need to sit up on something. But we're going to start in what's called Dandasana, the staff pose. Another, the basic sitting posture, as Tadasana is the basic standing posture, Dandasana is the basic sitting posture, and it's very similar except we're bent at the waist and we're sitting. So make sure that the flesh of the buttocks is back and out. So you're sitting on those sit bones. The kneecaps, the thighs should be pointing straight up. The feet spread, the legs parallel with each other. Lift the chest, have the hands down by the sides for Dandasana. And then for Janu Shirshasana, you'll take one leg, customarily the right leg first. Let the leg go soft. Grab behind the knee, pull the knee back, bring the foot in to the groin. Turn to face that straight leg, and then I've got a strap that I'll take over the foot. So again, I can make that concave back, that open chest in this seated posture. So you hold the strap wherever you need to so that you can have this leg firm, this knee down, the chest lifted and open. And then over time you can get to the foot. Once you've gotten the hands to the feet, then you can bend the elbows, pulling the body out over that straight leg, and then finally taking the head down. You want to learn to be able to spend some time here. So you could put some blankets or a block if your head doesn't reach the leg, and just rest the head down. But first, you need to get comfortable in this concave back version of the posture, as with most of the seated postures. So this is the first one that I'm showing today. The first one of these lessons. And then grab behind the knee, help the leg come up, stretch it back out, come back to Dandasana, the staff pose. Grab behind the left knee, bring it out, the foot in, and go forward to the leg, to the foot, for Janu Shirshasana. Again, if you don't comfortably reach the foot, take a strap. Make sure the heel is extended away, the inner heel especially. Don't let the foot turn like that, but keep that foot spread, the toes going across your vision there. So you want to do this a couple times each side, each leg. But so now I'm going to show an introductory way, an approachable way to get into Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So if you've got a sticky mat, you can fold that up. Put it up near a wall. Let's see, it's a little bit away, 8-10 inches or so. You want to have a couple blankets piled up, folded nicely. You could use one thick bedspread. But as you see, I've got 3 blankets, yoga blankets. You want all the edges, all the creases nicely placed in one line. So this is going to support your neck here. So you want a nice surface for the neck to come over. And then you'll sit up on those blankets near the wall, swing the legs up, come down. You want the blankets so that your shoulders are on the blankets. If the shoulders are off the blankets, you need to move the blankets further from the wall. The shoulders need to be on, the head and neck coming off. And now you'll simply bend the knees. Here, okay, you also need to press the elbows down and make sure not to push yourself from the wall with your feet. So that's a very common problem here. You'll push yourself as you come up, moving the shoulders off the blankets. So make sure that doesn't happen. Keep the elbows down. Lift the hips, bend the knees. See, I'm just walking those arms in here towards each other. And then you'll take the hands to the back. You'll place the hands on the back with the thumb and index finger coming to the back, and then you'll scoop the skin as you bring the palms onto the back. So you're lifting the back body. You're lifting the skin of the back away from the shoulders. So now see here, you can keep one foot on the wall, stretch the other one up. Again, the leg is straight here, the straight leg is straight. You're doing Tadasana. And once you have the weight on the shoulders, never turn your head. So I'm not going to look at the camera here because I'm just going to look straight. Don't turn your head. Stretch the other leg up. So you can alternate legs back and forth. And then finally, at some point, by pressing those elbows down, lifting the body up through that straight leg, you'll find that maybe you can just sneak that second leg off the wall and come to Salamba, supported Sarvangasana, all body pose, or shoulder stand as it's commonly known. So here you want the legs straight, the feet spread, the hips up over the shoulders, not back towards the wall. And you may find that takes some work when you're new. But this posture, you want to build up time in it. You want to get from here to being able to stay here for 1 minute. And then 3 minutes. And a great goal to get to is 6 minutes. Because at 6 minutes, our circulatory system has done 2 complete flushes through our body, flushing everything out. One area that really gets flushed well here is the thyroid. So as you see, the chin is towards the chest. That's very important. We're doing what's called squeezing and soaking the thyroid gland right now, and the parathyroid. So this posture has great benefits for the thyroid. And in fact, it's been known that people with non-working thyroids have actually recovered from practicing Sarvangasana. And then I'll just show it very quickly. We could bring the legs over the head. If they don't reach the floor, you could put a chair back there for Halasana, plow pose. Bring the legs back up to Sarvangasana. And then to come out, very simple here. You'll just bend the knees, put the feet back to the wall, take the hands out, the hips down, and then wiggle the shoulders off, slide back. Cross the legs with the hips up on those blankets. And relax. If you've done a good shoulder stand that day, you'll feel a warm, tingly feeling in the upper back right now. That's a good sign. Change the cross of the legs. Generally, you will do this posture, practice this posture at the end of your practice, before Shavasana, because it's a cooling posture. Even though it may take effort, it's a cooling posture. You will practice it at the end. Whichever postures you're going to do that day, do those. And then do your Sarvangasana and then Shavasana. If you're too tired to do Sarvangasana that day, you would do Viparita Karani, which I've shown before. Always come up gently. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Swami Samarth Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Datta, Shri Trimbakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Satguru Param Punya Moridada Ki Jai. Shri Swami Samarth Guru Mali Ki Jai. That'll be all for today. See you next time.